It's time for WTAP's Football Frenzy, the Mid-Ohio Valley's home for the most complete football action. Sponsored by West Virginia University at Parkersburg.
Well, we had to break out the jackets and the sweatshirts tonight for high school football, but that does not stop us from bringing you week number 8 of your Friday Night Football Frenzy, brought to you by West Virginia University at Parkersburg. Another great slate of games. I'm Ryan Wilson, joined alongside by Josiah Schuneman, and a lot of fiery action tonight as these teams were familiar with each other.
It was almost like it was rivalry week around the Mid-Ohio Valley. Lots of familiar faces and some great games as always, but we start with one that looks like it could be going away for a little while.
Yeah, it could be. Tonight was the 95th playing of this rivalry game as the Williamstown Yellow Jackets were hosting the St. Mary's Blue Devils, but this is the last time these two are on each other's schedules, so with tonight being that last scheduled meeting, we were in for a great one for sure.
Williamstown was hoping to get to 7-0 and win their 25th game in a row. St. Mary's looking to stop a 3-game losing streak. So let's head to Williamstown to see how it shook out.
Well, Williamstown held a 7-0 lead in the first quarter, and they get some Wildcat offense. Breck Allen takes the snap and lobs this one to the end zone. He finds Rex Anderson, comes down with it for the touchdown. The Jackets take a 14-0 lead. Jackets also getting it done on the defensive end. Ryan Kent back to pass, but it's going to be jumped and intercepted by William Seitz, and he's got his sights on the goal line. No one in front of him. Touchdown, Williamstown on the pick 6. They take a 21-0 lead. Second quarter now, Williamstown begins their drive, and it only takes one play. Lincoln Joy rolls to his right, fires across his body, and it's Carson Haynes getting under it for the touchdown in stride. Williamstown way out in front with a 27-0 lead. St. Mary's would get on the board in the third quarter as Ryan Kent is going to fake the handoff. And, well, he faked out the entire defense as well. He is on his way. 55 yards for the score, but it would not be enough. Williamstown rolls to 7-0. They take down St. Mary's at home, 55-7. In case you missed this game between St. Mary's and Williamstown, you have another chance to catch the action tonight. Rebroadcast beginning at 11:30 on our Me My channel. Josiah.
We head over to Erickson. Parkersburg South Patriots off their bye week. They were back at home against Bridgeport. Early first quarter, Colin Hayes in the shotgun fakes the handoff. He'll keep it himself, but the Indians swarms him. It's a fumble. It's recovered by Josh Love, and Bridgeport will take over. And at least at this play, after Love on the direct snap, he walks it in for the touchdown. We get the 2-point conversion. It's 8-0 Bridgeport on the ensuing South drive. Hayes back to pass. He's looking, then he throws it over the middle. It's tipped and intercepted by Jack Spatafor. He gets a good return before being taken down in enemy territory. They would not turn that into points, or they would turn that into points. It would be 14-0. In the second, they go back to the end zone with Alex Moses running it in for the score to make it 21-0. The Patriots trying to get something going. Hayes rolling out to his left. He throws it downfield, and Devin Forsheed makes the catch. He makes a great one at that near the sideline. However, South would be unable to cash in. Under 5 minutes left in the half, it's Moses again finding the end zone. Bridgeport go on to beat Parkersburg South 56-24.
Let's head down to Charleston, an MSAC battle. The Parkersburg Big Reds off their bye as well, taking on the Patriots of George Washington. Cooper Kincaid, the Big Reds on offense, he fakes the handoff, and he looks over the middle, finds Braxton Kuffner, and he makes the catch. He's down inside the 30 for the first down. Then by the goal line, Jaquel Shelton gets the handoff, finds the gap, and he falls into the end zone and scores. Parkersburg with a 16-14 lead. Next Big Reds drive, Kincaid shows how you can run it too on the fake handoff. He gets down inside the red zone there. But they'd be looking to score, and this is where the game would turn. Kincaid scrambles, throws to the end zone, but it's intercepted by Solomon Farrell, and, well, all green turf in front of him. 104 yards to the house. That was a game changer as George Washington takes the lead. It's 22-16. The Big Reds, though, would have one more chance, but Kincaid on fourth down, he's hit, and that falls incomplete. That would close it there. The Patriots win it 30-23 over the Big Reds.
Now out in Lost Creek, the Doddridge County Bulldogs are looking for a win on the road against South Harrison. Bulldogs on 4th and short on their first drive, looking to run, but Jake Hatfield comes right off the edge, gets the tackle for loss. Hawks now in business. We just saw him on defense. Now Hatfield takes the carry in for 6. Hawks go up 6-0 early, and then it's Doddridge back in business as Lyric Blake finishes the next drive with a short run. He jukes his way into the end zone. Doddridge goes up 7-6. Bulldogs back on offense. Bryson Dixon goes for it all, and he
Wow,
gets it.
wide
A
open.
50-yard touchdown pass to Jerdo Trent put the Dogs up 14-6. Still in the second, South Harrison looks to respond with a deep shot of their own. But this
nice.
ball looks like it might be caught, but Jerdo Trent makes a great defensive play to create the incomplete pass. And then just before the half, the Bulldogs would strike again as Lyric Blake goes in the end zone untouched. Doddridge gets the win on the road over South Harrison, 26-6.
It's the Hawks' first loss of the season. Well, stay with us. There's a few more games still left to cover on tonight's Football Frenzy,
including a big Twin States League battle in Beverly between the Fort Fry Cadets and the Marietta Tigers.